Okay, we are back for part two of designing the American flag. And I want to give a big shout out to my patron Steve, who sent me another file to redesign something similar, where he used the tips and tricks from designing the flag. And he pointed out that the aspect ratio was wrong, so we got that right. And I also want to give a big shout out to one of my viewers who commented below yesterday's video. I'll put that comment right up here, and said there are a couple of tips and tricks that you should use in this to make it better, and he was right, 100% right. So thank you to that viewer for making that comment. We're going to redo some of the parts of the American flag. You're not going to want to miss this. If you liked the original video yesterday with designing the American flag, this one's going to make it better, easier, and you're going to get more wave manipulation and some new tools. And I'm also going to talk about a couple of other different flags that are going to use Lightburn tools to make the stars. One of them is going to be the 13 stars, and another one is going to be a star with stars all around it. So you're going to enjoy this. If you like that first video, here we go. Let's jump over into Lightburn and get started. All right, so here in Lightburn, we found out that the correct aspect ratio for the outside flag here is 1 to 1.9 on a flag that's flown over your home. So like a 3x5 flag. All I did to create this here was I grabbed a rectangle, dragged it out, selected it, came in here to the width, and I put 1.9, and I pressed tab and I put 1 and pressed enter. And then now, as you can see here, if I dock this up in the corner and drag it out, we have the correct aspect ratio. That's how I did the outer red box. The next thing that we've got to do, and you can see I've deleted all of everything that I've done, and we're going to start from scratch here again very quickly. I hope anyway. So I'm going to grab this star. I've sized this star to 0.25, which I think is probably the right size. We'll find out in a moment. So there we go. We've got our star selected, and we're going to come down to the array tool once again down here. Click on that, and we're going to make the X columns. We're going to make 6, just like we did before, and that looks like the right size right there. If it's not, you could always use your X spacing over here to resize it. And we're going to make 6 rows of 6, 5 rows of 5, so we're going to put in 11 over here for the Y rows going down. And I do have reverse direction ticked here, by the way. Yours might go up, mine are going down. But now we have to do the Y spacing to make them fit within this. So I'm going to start bringing down the Y spacing, and that looks good right there. That's perfect. So I think we've got it. I'm going to say OK. It's selected now, so I'm going to click Ungroup up here at the top, and we're going to ungroup those, and then we're just going to drag over these excess ones that we don't need. And there you can see we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of 6, 5 rows of 5s. We have the perfect number of stars, 50 stars. And here's a great trick that came from one of my viewers. So now here's the text, and I've already put it into the impact font. It's important that you do this first. You have to pick your font first. We can get rid of this proportion now. And once you've picked your font, you can write this all together. As you see, this is all one. All I did was press enter, and you can change your spacing over here if you like, your vertical spacing, your horizontal spacing, to make it fit within that area from top to bottom over here. That looks like it's a pretty good fit right there. Maybe we'll do, let me see, get this right there, and yeah, that's, I'm going to say that's close enough. So what we're going to do here is, now this is all one line of text that I just pressed enter between the lines. Now this is the trick that one of my viewers put in the comments, and I love my viewers. I mean, they give me all kinds of little tips and tricks that even I didn't know about, and a lot of you don't know about. So now with this selected, I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to edit text shape down here. So we're going to edit the text shape, And over here, the align on the X, we want to put that to the left. So now we have it aligned to the left. Okay, and I know that doesn't look right either, but hang on because we're getting there. So now that we've got all of that done, let's go up here to Edit at the top and Convert to Path. Let's convert these to a path. Now once you've done this, you can't edit the text again. So check your spelling and everything else first. So we're going to go Convert to Path, and you see it looks like nothing happened, but now we can select each line individually. So that's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat feature right there. So if we pull this over to here and then just drag from left to right with the red box just over the piece that we need to work with, we can now just pull that out to the edge. Isn't that a neat trick? So I'm so glad that YouTube has comments, because it really does nothing but make the channel better. So we're just going to pull all of these out to, and I'm not going to get perfect again, we're just going to pull them out to approximately the right spot here. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing this. Now what we can do is drag over all of them like that, select all of them, and now we can go to the deform selection and get a perfect wave. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but I didn't. Thank you to my viewer. We'll just do a wave like this, and let's see, I think we'll bring this down, maybe something like that. I don't know, but the whole idea is for you to get the idea of this, and I think that looks like a pretty good wave. I don't know, maybe we should bring this part down as well. No, I think that looks like a pretty good wave, I think, in my opinion anyway. So we have something going on there that looks like a wavy flag. And again, just like in the last video, adjust this to your liking so that you get the wavy flag that you want. And I think that looks pretty good to me anyhow. I don't know. I don't know if that looks great. Maybe like that, and then select the whole thing and scale it down just a bit so that it fits between here again. Drag it over just a bit, get it right in the right spot, and then drag it out this way. What do you think? That all winds up being consistent there. And let's just, while we're doing that, let's just go ahead and grab these stars and do the same thing. Let's deform the selection on these and see how that looks. I know somebody else mentioned something about wanting to do the stars as well. Well, you can do whatever you want to do here. And I don't know what I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but what do you think about that? It looks like it's low here, goes up high, and then comes back down low. So yeah, that looks good. And while we're at it, we can also just go ahead and deform the outer box as well. Now, some people might want this to cut perfectly, but I don't know. I think that looks pretty neat like that. It's this one that we have to move here. Let's move it down to about there, and maybe move this one up now. So what do you think about that? So there's some more work that you can do there. And then, of course, we have the other one, which is going to be, we're going to do the same thing as we did up there on this one. Right click on it, edit text shape, put it to the left like that, grab it, bring it over here, size it down just a little bit so that it fits within there like that. And we're going to go edit, convert to path right here. So now we've got that converted to a path. And now if we drag from left to right, just to select the one line of text, we can drag it out to the right size that we want, and do the same thing over here. Drag this one out. And again, I'm not going for, for this to be perfect. I'm just trying to do the demonstration. So there we go. And now we can drag over all of those and do the same thing that we did before, deform the selection again, and then try and match it to what we have up here. So that would be pulling this down some, pulling this down some, maybe this one, and maybe this one a little bit, and pulling this one up. And let's see. This will probably take a little bit of work to get it to match up perfectly, but I think that's actually looking pretty good right now. And all we have to do is just manipulate these points until we get something similar to what we have at the top. So I think this one has to go up and this has to come down. Nope, I wish there were more points to manipulate. But what you could do here is you could put this into two batches. So you could, instead of having one line of text all the way across, you could put "and to the Republic" as one line, "for which it stands" as another. I think we can actually do that by just selecting "and to the Republic" and going to deform selection. Yeah, we can. So this would probably be the best way to do this. And move it around this way. And let's see, I think this part needs to come down a little bit. You could now drag these down individually. And then we can come back in here again with the selector tool and select over here. I don't think I can get these all in because I have to change my window view to wireframe. There we go. And now I can drag over this part right here and go to deform selection and try and get this a little more matching to what we have there, which is not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to do here, but you can do this a lot easier. Oh, what am I doing? So this has to come up here. I'm not paying attention to exactly what I'm doing. And then these over here should come down some to try and get this matched up. There we go. And now we have a much better look for the wavy flag. So now we can match the wave going across by splitting it into two. And I would do the same thing here. I would just select this one and then I would select the other one. But let's go back to the star. So now we got that idea. So the next thing that I want to do is this star. Now there's also a 13 star variant. There's all kinds of stars, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how to do this. There is a 13 star variant, the 13 star flag, and that uses a circular array. So what we'll do is grab the circle tool right over here and we'll just hold shift and draw out a circle. And now select it, put it on a toolpath, and we're going to grab this guy right here. I think I want to make this just a little bit smaller, like something like that. And now we can take this guy, select it, hold shift, grab this one, and we're going to align it like that. And we're going to also align it to the top. So there we have it aligned. And now by selecting the both of these, we're going to come down to a different place, down to the circular array. And there we've got 12. So that's perfect. So all you'd have to do is the up and down arrows, get it to 12, and now we have our 12 stars. We can delete our toolpath and select these, ungroup them. Just grab one, press Control and the letter D to duplicate it. Move it down here to the center. And we've got our, and actually that's not really in the center, but what I would do here is just go ahead and group these back again. Group, and then align this one to this one and hit the bullseye like that. So now we have our rendition of the 13 stars, and if it's not the right size, you know, we can just drag this out, get it in the middle, drag it out to about there, and position it right in the middle right there. So now we have our 13 star design, and that's easy enough to do. Then there is another one called the Great Star Flag, and for this one we're going to do something very similar. We're going to put this back onto a tool path, excuse me. We're going to Control and the letter D to duplicate it so we have another one to work with. We're going to drag this one out, and the Great Star Flag has 20 stars. So we're going to take this template right here and we're going to snap it into the top like that. So now we've got it snapped into the top. We want to align this to this, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Arrange, and we're going to go to Copy Along Path. So this variant of the flag is 20 stars. So we're going to change this number of copies from 4 to 20, and that looks perfect. So there should be 3 on every branch, and I think we've got, yeah, what we're looking for. Wow, that was easier than I thought. And this is the first time that I've done it. So there we have the toolpath, the original toolpath that we can delete, and we can put this on the black layer, and we now have our Great Star Flag. So you see there are many ways to actually do this and to manipulate all of the vectors in Lightburn. So there is our 20 star flag. There's just tons and tons of different variants that you can do, and all of them can be done in Lightburn. I hope this follow-up video gave you a couple more tips that you can work with, and corrected some of the errors that I did in the last one. So that's it. Tips from patrons, tips from viewers. I can't thank you enough, because you know there's lots of little things that even I learn along the way, that even going through the whole manual and reading the manual, and I've read it probably a couple of dozen times now. You know, there are just some parts of it that I don't put together with what I'm actually doing. So thank you for bringing those up, where we can revisit those topics, the copy along path, and things like that. And of course, aligning the text, you know, that was really important and made this just a whole lot easier and better. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of designing the American flag today. And I think putting the 2 videos together, you can spend some time at it, not like I did doing it quickly. Spend some time at it and you'll get some really good results. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.